So with all of that being said, let's get into the equipment. Hello everyone and welcome. This is the quintessential first video I think that every channel has, and so I'm gonna go ahead and just follow that. Look, this video is really about the equipment that I use, and I'm not gonna reveal all of that throughout the entirety of this video. I'm trying to keep this video short. I just want this to be the first intro video so that if you see shots that I'm producing or putting out in the near recent future, you'll understand what it is I shoot on. First and foremost, I believe in giving credit where credit is due. I have been in the photography business for a long time, shooting weddings and models and cars and other things like that. So this is only natural for me, and I was inspired first and foremost by Sergeant Bananas Johnny. Have had the pleasure of being able to have him on the podcast over on the SKN. You can find that in the channels below that this channel follows. He's a very cool dude. He inspired me. We got into talking during that podcast, and afterwards we kind of went over lenses. And realistically, like, that is what inspired me to get the lenses that I did have. And then also Sir Dork. I mean, I think Sir Dork is a staple in the community as well. I enjoy his content. So all of that combined made me decide that, hey, I'm going to step out kind of like on my own here, and also, well, not really on my own, but with my partner Alex, about the Studio 112 FX and what it is. And if you haven't seen the previous video, kind of goes over what Studio FX is. So with all of that being said, let's get into the equipment. This is the equipment. This is my go-to. This is what I do. I have been shooting on Sony's for a while now. I love Canon's interface. I think that if Sony cameras had Canon's interface, you'd have almost the ideal perfect camera, and I know people are going to be upset about that, and that's totally fine. You shoot what you shoot and you love what you love. My personal preference is Sony. I have shot with both of them, but I love Sony and I love Sony Glass, but I hate Sony menu. So I just hope that Sony eventually redoes their menu and makes it a little bit more user-friendly, because there's some abbreviations in there where it's like, even if you've been doing it for a long time, you don't know what the hell it's saying. So that's the biggest problem I have with it. But to get into the equipment, my camera body is an A7R III. I started on an A6000, I think, and then found out about the A7R II was my next camera. And by the way, before everyone goes crazy, I buy all of my camera bodies used. I don't really buy new ones. I love the used camera. I feel like it's been lived in. It has its story, and I get to continue that journey. I love buying used bodies. So with that being said, I did not buy these bodies brand new. I think the only one I bought brand new was the A6000. I think that's the only one that I bought brand new. So that being said, that also goes with my lenses. I love used lenses. I see where there's time and place for a new lens. If you get the lens and it works, it works. So where that leaves us in the spot of what my camera is. So A7R III. That's my main camera body. That's the go-to body. Only complaint I have with it is that the display only really does this. It doesn't like pop out, and that's beneficial sometimes, but it is what it is. You learn to adapt. So the camera body is housed in a small rig camera body. I use Peak Design straps. These things are phenomenal. There are other ones out there. But Peak Design, let's be honest, shout out to you, Peak Design. You saved this camera body a couple times with this wrist strap. I don't know why, but it dropped and I had the wrist strap. And it stuck. So thank you to Peak Design. Second, with my body, the A7R III, I use the majority of my lenses for toy photography is probably one of the most, my probably most favorite lens of all time, which is the Sony FE 2.8 90 millimeter macro lens. This lens right here. So if you see it, you see it. This is one of my all-time favorite lenses. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of like a tactical person, so I love the way things feel. I think Sony makes a really solid filling lens, but, and this is dumb, just as a heads up, this is one of my favorite features. So if you're shooting and you're doing automatic, you could do this for automatic and this for manual. And that's literally, it's that easy. But this lens is fantastic. You can take the cap off. It's It's a really, really solid piece of glass. It's great. Again, I got this lens used on Facebook Marketplace, so I encourage you, if you want to get into lenses, find those lenses. Don't just go and buy the brand new shit. Although if you want to, there are links to everything below in this channel, all the stuff I'm talking about and more. And so yeah, outside of the small rig, the A7R2 and the 90mm lens, obviously I have lighting. I'll get into lighting, but I'll get into that more as we move forward on behind the scenes photo shoots, video shoots, outside shots. I have tripods for that. I have like a travel pack for that. As far as like these video go, the videos I'm filming on my iPhone 15 Max Pro Turbo Extreme Ultra, that's what this is, this little phone here. And then DJI Minis. These are great. So you don't really need a lot of that. I think that's gonna be it for this video. Again, I hope you find something that you enjoy on this channel. Make it your own. If you have shots you want to see, let me know. I'll eventually show you guys the studio that I shoot in. I've transformed my entire garage. It's just diorama builds, a bunch of toys that haven't been open. I'll give you guys a closet view. I have a closet of toys that I still have to shoot that I haven't shot. So I think that's going to do it for this one. Short and sweet. I wanted to keep it under 10 minutes. Again, I hope that you find something on this channel that you love. If you haven't, go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, give me a follow, and then just let me know if there's anything you want to see. As always, stay creative, stay curious, and make something cool today, and we'll see you next time.